Is Robinhood Gold worth the cost? Now, we actually have my phone up here in real time so I can show you the data on Robinhood itself to see if it's worth it for you. It's not going to be worth it for everybody, so I just want to make that clear and concise. But there are going to be a majority of people that will get some big value. Now, you can see here where it actually says Robinhood Gold, lifetime earnings has been $3,274.02. And we're going to break that down here. You can see on how that is being earned. Now, as we go through this, if you are interested in checking out Robinhood Gold, click on the link in the show notes down below. You'll actually get to the page that you need to be able to go ahead and sign up for it, even if you have Robinhood already. So what we're going to do is look at this part right here, which is the APY. You can see we've earned $31.69 as a total, and that's just the money that's sitting in your account that's not currently being invested. And then you can see here they have a 1% deposit boost, which I've only tested out a little bit since it's been out, but so far we've earned 16 cents with another $1.84 pending as of this recording. And the way that kind of works is anything that you deposit into Robinhood while you have the gold feature is they will give a 1% boost, but they will split it over a course of several months. Actually, I believe it's 24 months. And so that money will be added up. And so you'll see this number consistently be bumped up as time goes on. But what's really great is whatever bonus you get when it goes into your account and just sitting there to earn the APY, you will get that other percentage. Now, this APY, going back here really quick, the 4.5 just went down after the Fed lowered their rates. So that was actually a higher rate at one point. It was closer to 5% actually. And so this will go up and down depending on how the Fed rate is going. So obviously that can play a factor in as well. And then probably the more obviously bigger one as far as overall is the 3% IRA match. Now, my number is a lot larger, and I'm going to break that down a little bit more here for you. You can see this was $3,242.17. Now, I don't know if they're going to do this every year, but the time that I did this back in the beginning of 2024, they actually had a transfer bonus of 3% if you had Robinhood Gold and their 3% match. So both actually applied for me. So when I did a full transfer of my entire retirement account, that put it into this account with 3% bonus. And then all the entire $7,000 match I did for 2024 was another 3% match that equaled out to $210. Now, there are some stipulations, like I had to keep my retirement account in Robinhood for a certain amount of years. I believe it's a total of 3. And to get that 3% match, I have to at least have Robinhood Gold for a full year. So just kind of some things to keep in mind. I think if I click on here, it might show us. No, it won't show us on here where my matches came from. But that's pretty much what that was the transfer bonus as well as the $210 every for the entire match for the 3% total. So if I actually scroll down here, you'll see all the other benefits that we can get as well too, if not already with what we have with the dollar amounts. You do get real-time data, you get professional research, you get the bigger instant deposits as well, and just making sure I didn't miss one. There is also the $1,000 margin interest-free amount that you get for Robinhood Gold. Now, as far as cost goes, as of this recording right now in the app, it might be sometimes a little bit different for some people. It's $5 or sometimes $6.99. For me, when I did it, it started out at $5. You can see it's currently at the monthly. And I do hear from Robinhood themselves and some others that they are looking at doing an annual plan that will save you a little bit more money if you pay essentially on an annual basis. And then it tells you since you've been a member, and then as far as your billing time. So for us, if you consider the fact that for $5 a month, we get Robinhood Gold, even if I actually calculate the total, I'm going to actually bring up my little calculator on my side here and see, even if I consider the fact that I am paying $5 a month for 12 months, that's $60, right? And if I consider the fact that for just the IRA match at the normal price or the normal match, which is at 3%, that's $210. Just that alone is obviously worth it for me. But the higher APY, the 1% boost, and obviously that transfer bonus really played into effect. And even if I consider the transfer bonus lock in for about 3 years, that 3 years comes out to $180, where that transfer bonus, as you see on the screen, was $3,000, give or take. And for me, that's extra money I can put into my retirement account that I otherwise couldn't because of the caps that they have on it. So for me, I personally think it's worth it, but obviously you got to look at the numbers and see the features and benefits if they actually would make it for you. But Personally, for me, I think it is worth it. And I believe you typically get like a month free to kind of test things out and see how it all works out for you and come back in here and see your lifetime earnings as well. Now, like I mentioned, I'll have the link in the show notes down below if you want to just click on that. Help support me out so I make more free content just like this. And speaking of free content, I'll actually have another video right over here on screen so you can actually keep learning more when it comes to using Robinhood.